Hey, this is Helen. Welcome back to my studio. I'm currently working on some portfolio pieces. This is the latest one that I'm working on, and I have a couple that's finished there. But today I really want to talk about solvent-free painting. I think this is a really important topic, and I've done a fair share of research on it, and I just wanted to come on and share what works best for me, because when I first started oil painting I loved it, right? And I was using I wasn't using mineral spirits, I wasn't using turpentine, I was using a supposedly non-toxic solvent made from orange peel, and there was another one that was made from soybeans, right? And I did fine with that for a while, but eventually I realized that I was having breathing issues after my painting sessions, right? Like I just constantly felt like I couldn't breathe deep enough, and I had sinus issues, and I was smelling smoke when there's no smoke around. And that's when I realized that, okay, I am sensitive to the solvents that I am using, even if they're supposedly non-toxic. So I have researched some ways to go completely solvent free, right? Some options that I found were lavender spike oil. There are some other oils that are around. But the products that I found most helpful are the three products actually, from Gamblin's solvent-free line. And these are, let me show them to you. So let me just turn my camera around a little bit. So this is my little painting palette, right? So even though I do have a Galca here, and there is solvents in Galkid, right? And I do okay with that, but I still react to it sometimes. So even though I have this here, I try not to use it. The reason I do have such a big bottle here is because I really like how, it leaves your painting all shiny. I just like the way it feels and the way it looks, but I am sensitive to it. So every now and then I get tempted to use it and then I regret it. So I just keep it here and I try not to use it. But I guess one thing that it's really good for, and I try to use it very sparingly, is right at the end of paintings, when I need to add in the really tiny details, like the little hairs that's flying, of the person, or just really delicate details. When I need it to be extra runny, I might turn to this sometimes. But the two products that I'm talking about today that I use the most often is this solvent-free gel and this solvent-free fluid. Now at first, I found this one to be a little thick, and I found this to be a little too runny, because if I put too much of this fluid and I leave the painting upright to dry, sometimes it will drip. And, I would come back the next day and find that, my painting's dripping, and I don't want that. So at first, I found it hard to kind of get a hang of them, but what I found that now works really well for me is just mixing these two to kind of make it into a consistency that I really like, depending on what I'm painting, right? If I'm doing fine hairs and stuff, then I will use more of this fluid and less of this. So it's just the ratio that you can play around with to find what suits you. And I'm extra careful that when I do use this product, when the painting is drying, I will leave the painting on a table to dry flat so that it doesn't drip. The third product from the solvent-free line is the safflower oil for brush cleaning, right? I do have a big bottle of this, and I use it sometimes, but I don't always, because the way I compensate, for not washing my brushes, very often or at all with solvent during the painting process is that I use more brushes, right? I use more brushes and then I just wipe the excess off with a cloth. And then I just wash all the brushes at the end. But if I do need to wash, you know, brushes during painting, then I will use this. And it works really well. I just have it in a little container like this. It doesn't have to be this, it could be anything. And you know, I would wipe it with a cloth, do it again, repeat it a couple of times until the brush is pretty much clean, right? And then I will just clean it with a clean cloth. So I have, you know, 2 cloths laying around to get any excess oils off the brush. You don't want excess oil on your brush while you paint because it's going to affect the drying time of your painting. So these 3 products have pretty much allowed me to paint solvent free, and they've worked really well. Other things that I've tried included like water soluble oils. I did like it, but for me it took a long time to dry. And I don't know, it just, I don't like the idea of having 2 separate sets of oils laying around, and I just think it complicates things a little bit more than I would like. And they come in smaller tubes, and if you paint a lot, you know, you need more paint. So I like getting my paints in like bigger tubes. And the other thing is, you know, I use Gamblin paints, and I don't believe they have any solvent inbuilt into them because, I mean, I'm not reacting to them, but I know that some oil paints do have solvents already mixed in. So yeah, I would be careful of that if you're super sensitive. And yeah, that's it. When it comes to brush cleaning, I use Murphy's oil paint right at the end. It cleans the brushes really well. It works really well, and it's, you know, affordable. I think a big jug like this is about, ooh, don't quote me on the price, I think it's like 18 bucks or something. I could be wrong, but it's affordable. So, and it works really well, and I don't have to use solvent. So yeah, so that's just a tidbit about how I paint solvent free. I wanted to share this because I do know that a couple of other people who have had, you know, the same issues as me with being sensitive to solvent. So yeah, I'm hoping that if I share this, then more artists will, well, I've read that, you know, I've come across artists who had given up oil painting because of the solvents, and I have also came across artists who have drastically changed the way they paint because of, you know, oil painting, of solvents. So yeah, I'm hoping that this will bring some normalcy to oil painting and help you be able to paint the way you do want to paint without affecting drying time too much. So yeah, we definitely want to keep our health intact, you know, even though we love painting, right? So we want the best of both worlds. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, you can comment below and I'll try and get back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye.